If you've got 10 minutes of time, you can learn everything you need to know about painting these lovely, loose watercolor daisies. This is a short but impactful tutorial, and I hope you'll paint along with me. Hello, my friends. Welcome. My name is Shayda Campbell, and today we're painting daisies. Now, this is kind of a continuation of a video I released earlier this month all about painting white flowers, a white subject on a white page. How do we do it? So in that video, I talked color mixing. Give it a watch if you need a hand with that sort of thing. It's linked in the video description. And if you love real-time content, head over to Patreon. All the bonus content is there for $2 a month or $22 for the year, and this month we painted watercolor peonies in real time with nothing sped up or removed. Okay, let's paint some daisies. Using a number 8 round brush, I'm picking up a bit of raw sienna, and I'm going to start by painting the stamen at the center of the daisy, and I'm just kind of working out a messy circle, leaving a little page showing through. And then I release a little bit of Van Dyke brown into that wet circular area, kind of muss it up a bit. If you feel like you've got too much paint, you can always use a dry brush to sop up a little bit and kind of erase. And then we're going to rinse our brush, and we are going to pick up this lightest of creamy beiges that we have mixed up on the palette. And we are going to go around this circle painting petals. And I kind of do one long swoop of the brush, add some pressure and bring that brush outward. And then I use just the tip of the brush to kind of finish off the petal. And I sort of draw in the top, or even just do a few thin lines. So it's one long pull of the brush, adding pressure, pulling that belly across the page, just like that. And then we use the tip of the brush to kind of finish the petal shape. And I tend to do some of the large swoops of the brush, the pulls, and then I finish off the shape with just the tip of the brush, almost like I'm drawing whenever I feel like it, I guess. If you kind of run out of space, you can kind of just do one last little brush stroke. It doesn't even have to be a full petal. They don't all have to be the same size. It should look perfectly imperfect. And here I'm going to go around and kind of add a few more thin lines, maybe finish off the end of a petal or two. And that is my daisy for the most part. That creamy beige, I should have said, is made up of white with just a little French gray and Van Dyke brown. Remember, watch the other video about white flowers for the exact mix. And another thing we're going to do here to help these white flowers really pop off the page is frame them with some beautiful shaggy green leaves. And it's funny, I'm painting the leaves much the same way that I'm approaching the petals. I pull the belly of the brush across the page to make some large areas of green, and then I use the tip of that brush to do these thin little wispy bits of green, and I get that wonderful sort of messy leaf. Once you've painted a few leaves and the daisy has dried, we'll grab a little bit of a darker gray or creamy beige on just the end of our brush and add a few thin wispy lines, especially near the stamen at the center. It helps with the concave look of the flower and the ruffled look of those petals. Well, that's done. Now let's just do it all over again so you can really get the hang of it. I start with raw sienna in my number 8 round brush. I'm working on hot pressed paper, make that messy circle, and then I add a little bit of a dotting of Van Dyke brown, and it blends out so beautifully and organically. I come over to my palette, rinse my brush, and I pick up a little bit of that creamy beigey color, that light gray, and I come back over here and I start making these long swoops of the brush, pulling the belly of my round brush across the page, releasing a large area of that light gray color. And then I use the tip of the brush to kind of do these long, thin brush strokes near those larger ones to help fulfill the shape of each petal. And I can even use the tip of the brush to kind of finish the ends of the petal, almost drawing them in as if I were using a pencil and really giving each petal the shape that I desire while still keeping that nice loose watercolor look. Just before I paint the leaves or add some more leaves, I'm going to paint the stamen of a third daisy here. And instead of a circle, I'm just going to do a semicircle, and this flower will be on a bit of an angle, so we'll just see half of the petals. I do the same thing, semicircle of that raw sienna, release a little bit of Van Dyke brown into the edge. And then I can come back in here with my beautiful dark green, and we're going to do our shaggy petals, kind of pulling the brush a little and doing these larger swoops and swooshes of green, and then using the tip of the brush to do these really thin little bits so that you get these nice kind of messy, free, very loose and somewhat abstracted leaves. And again, they frame the white flower really nicely. I kind of put the leaves right in beside the petals so that those white petals jump off the page. Okay, now that my stamen has had a little chance to dry and it's only lightly wet, I'm picking up my beautiful creamy beige, and I am going to paint a semicircle of petals around my sort of half circle stamen. Kind of just like that. Same idea, large swoops of the belly of the brush, and then those thin lines make up the shape of very loose petals, and we can kind of draw in the ends, add a few thin gray lines there. And because we waited for that stamen to dry a little bit, we get a nice blending of the raw sienna and the grays and beiges, but not too much blending. A lot of watercolor painting is about that timing, and that is something that comes with practice. But if you're following along, try those little tricks like paint the stamen, then go do something else, paint some leaves, and then come back. You can kind of tell, oh, it's still lightly wet, but it's not puddle wet anymore. Now I can, add those petals without getting a giant mess of burst of one color into another. I am adding some really nice messy stems. I kind of wiggle the brush a little as I'm painting those stems so that they look very organic and perfectly imperfect. I'm tucking them in behind some of the flowers. Again, that green is going to, act as a backdrop to the white petals and make them pop off the page. And then I'm going to complete the painting by adding lots and lots of thin, spidery leaves that are almost grassy, and that's just going to make my painting look really detailed and fancy when it's really not that detailed. Once I'm happy with my leaves, I'm going to grab a little bit of that Van Dyke brown, put a tiny bit of dotting around the perimeter of each stamen, just adding to that detail look. And that's really it. My loose, somewhat abstracted watercolor daisies are all done, and I really hope you enjoyed painting along with me. If you need more help with your whites, check out the other video titled How to Paint White Flowers in Watercolor. And if you want real-time content, head over to Patreon, where you'll find lots of it for just $22 for the year or $2 for the month. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help me get to 1 million. I'm like this close.